Alright, we're good.
Welcome to Coffee Regular Podcast, Season 3, Episode 2.
Booyah!
Hashtag keep your coffee regular. We're going to start pumping out more stuff. We just got to be more self-promoting.
Yeah, it's been
We got some feedback, so we got to do more.
feedback from a good friend that we need to self-promote more, so...
We appreciate the feedback. We love interaction.
Thank you.
Right? Yeah.
Yes, interaction is where it's at. So, hashtag keep your coffee regular. Yeah.
Yep. So today we got coffee tonics. It's Friday.
Coffee tonic classic too.
Oh yeah. Mike was feeling a little bummed out before we got started, but once that coffee tonic hit his lips, he was perked right up.
Beautiful.
So,
I feel good.
Yeah, we also have some Belgian style waffles of sorts.
Yes. Farmers Market waffles from the company. I don't know how to say their name.
Yeah, it looks.
And I'll post a picture of it. They're beautiful.
So what they look like, if you've been to North Market, they have that Belgian waffle stand. And if you know me, I talk about that stand a lot because I eat a lot of waffles.
Yeah, they're like that, but less sugary.
Yeah. Those are like, they have like
sugary.
almost like a glaze of sugar on them.
Yeah, there's no glaze on it.
And that's a little much. Like,
these are like that, but without the glaze.
Yeah, that's nice. No fly, no waffles for you.
No, not for you.
Yeah.
And it's funny because like this stand, they have all these different flavors, and I only ever get the regular.
Yeah.
And I was joking with the dude about it because he was laughing about how he had to make a pumpkin spice for campus, and like he's like, yeah, they sell like hotcakes. I've never tried them. They say they're good, but I'm like, what do you eat? He goes, man, I just eat I ate the originals. That's what I ate growing up.
Yeah, like that's
good.
I'm
like, yeah, don't mess with perfection. I'm with you.
Yeah. Like my dad, he really likes just like straight vanilla cake, like just no icing or anything. But he likes it slightly like stale too, you know, like something like gives a little texture to it. He's like some stale shit, and I kind of inherited some of that sometime. Like I get it.
I know what I do. Speaking of stale Italian bread made into French toast. Phenomenal.
Yeah. Oh man, I think Jason texted me. I think he's listening to last week's episode right now. So I think he said something.
Oh, what was his reply?
He said, talking about Ronda Rousey coming back to MMA on your stupid podcast, she would get wrecked. That's all I said.
You don't know that.
I don't know. Yeah, she might.
Everyone gets wrecked eventually.
Yeah.
Joanna and Jacek got wrecked.
Yeah.
Freaking Chris Cyborg
What's
got
her
wrecked.
face got wrecked.
Yeah.
The chick that just lost to the first Chinese champion.
Oh, yeah.
Was it Andrade?
Andrade, yeah. Andrade got wrecked. No one expected that. I mean, I expected Zhang to be badass.
Yeah.
But not that badass.
Right.
Although, that flight's no fucking joke, dude.
What do you mean, like?
Fly into fucking Beijing.
Oh, yeah.
Fly into China. Was it in Shanghai? It was in Shanghai, so that's probably even worse. That wow. If you've ever spent 16 hours on a plane.
Probably hurting.
Yeah. I mean, you can only get up and walk around so much. It's a big plane, but, you know,
right.
for 16 hours it's special. Yeah, it took me a week to get right after that flight. That was fucked up.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then coming back still took me a week, but, like, yeah, it's nasty.
Like, going to and from Iceland was not bad. Like, granted, it was only 6-hour flight, really? Like, total?
Yeah, and I don't know.
Bad.
I feel like if you're going north, you're not quite going with or against the rotation of the Earth quite as much. And I don't know why that's a damn thing, but it's a thing, dude.
Sure.
Like, I've heard, what fighter did I hear talk about this? And I 100% agreed with him, because he's like, flying to Japan, I always felt like shit. But then flying back from Japan, I always feel great. And that's true. Like,
interesting.
Flying over, like, feel way worse. Coming back, still feel not great, but it doesn't hit you nearly as hard.
Right.
It's like with or against the rotation of the Earth. I don't know. Are we big enough that it matters? Are we moving fast enough that it even care? Do we notice it? I don't know.
That is interesting. I don't know.
Yeah. But,
I have,
if Andrade says jet lag, I'm going to 100% give her some credit on that.
Sure.
Yeah, like,
but do you really think that would have stopped her? Are they going to do a rematch?
No, I don't think they need to do a rematch.
Okay.
And I think if someone wins, they're still going to win. It just maybe not quite as quickly. Because jet lag just turns the volume down. And so you react slower. But skill is skill.
Sure.
You know. So I mean, my stupid opinion on that one. But yeah, try that. Go get you.
Word.
Yeah.
Feel it. Later this month, 28th, Columbus Coffee Festival.
Really?
Yeah.
No way.
Yeah. We have purchased our tickets.
We have. They're ready to go. I'm very excited. We get a complimentary mug.
Yeah, mug.
We can just take around all the
Sample coffees.
That makes me feel like it's all free. I wonder.
I mean, we paid for the tickets and shit. So
I don't know. Like, I don't know what I'm getting into. Like, we're gonna have to bring like a bunch of ones or something.
Maybe
like,
you get like a token type of deal, you know, like a Irish festival thing.
I don't know.
Like you get some beer I don't know, maybe some coffee tokens, or you just fucking go around since you got your mug, you're good to go, you know. Usually at those, like if you have like a festival mug, like you're kind of good.
Yeah.
I think. I don't fucking know.
I don't know, dude. But I mean, that's cool. It's part of the excitement. Like, it's mystery.
Yeah. Yeah.
Excuse me.
And yeah, I mean, shit. I don't normally do festivals of sorts and things like.
Neither do I.
Just don't do it, and I don't do crowds normally if I can help it.
Yeah.
You know. There's a time and place, you know. But if I can help it, I'd rather not.
Oh.
But I'm looking forward to this. It's gonna be sweet. It's gonna be a lot of coffee. Gonna be real caffeinated.
Yeah, dude.
And we're gonna spread the cast. We're gonna spread the cast to people.
We're gonna let the peoples know.
Yeah.
Yeah. Gonna turn on our teacher voices and our teacher mentalities and chat with everybody.
Yeah.
Or at least, I mean, full disclosure, I kind of have to go into Mr. Daniels mode to handle the crowd. It's a bit of myself. I'm still me.
Yeah.
But I'm like open and talkative, happy me.
With that shit, I have to get kind of goofy because like if I take it too seriously, I'm like, all right, just get the fuck out.
It gets weird, yeah. You gotta be a little
get me out.
You gotta do it.
Done.
Yeah.
So you know, hopefully there'll be friendly people there. They'll be caffeinated, so it'll be.
Everyone's gonna be happy.
You know, yeah, it'll be a good time. Like
there's
like putt and.
There's all kinds of activities.
There's
like axe throwing.
Yeah, like there's.
Yeah.
And, I mean, shit. There's.
I mean,
a myriad of other things.
Yeah, and I mean, drinking coffee, like, that's the thing. Everyone's happy drinking coffee.
Yeah.
There are plenty of angry drunks, but there are no unhappy caffeinated coffee drinkers.
Yeah.
Ever.
Yeah. I was listening. Well, I was a part of an interesting conversation yesterday, like, with Aaron and Ashley and Brooke and a couple of people, just kind of talking about, you know, the connection you can make over coffee, and like, so you think of the coffee connections, right?
Yeah.
And their logo is a pour over, right? So I guess that was very intentional. Because it takes like 3 to 5 minutes to make a pour over, and it makes like 3 to 5 minutes to make like a connection in that conversation. So like there's a lot of thought behind that process. I thought that was really interesting.
That's very cool. I've never been there. I've heard it's nice though.
Yeah, it's great. Yeah. It is. And now that I'm thinking about the times I've been there, like, yeah, I've ordered pour overs and I've talked to the guy making my pour over, and we're just chilling, and it's a really good time.
Right on, man.
Yeah.
Okay. That's
and
cool.
I think that's you know, and hopefully an underlying theme of the podcast is make connections, you know, right?
Make connections.
Make connections, and that book that you gave me that I'm reading about, Lost Connections.
Lost Connections is
a very interesting book so far.
It's a very interesting book. Yeah.
It's very interesting. It's a different look at things. That has to do with just like the true causes of depression and anxiety and like those rooted things, and kind of just looking at alternatives as like.
Oddly enough, original, not alternatives, but like original cures.
That and there's like alternate causes, like people are like thinking, it's a brain imbalance, and he's like,
like no, actually,
it's gonna be.
It's funny.
Of other things.
Like, yeah, it's not the alternate it's the brain imbalance, and the pills are the alternate.
Yeah.
We're going back to the OG, like rediscovering it is kind of neat. Yeah.
Yeah.
But what was that story about the dude in Vietnam who stepped on a landmine and lost his leg and couldn't work in the rice fields anymore because it hurt him too bad.
Yep.
And they gave him a cow, and when his village got together and helped him out and bought him a cow, and he became a dairy farmer and wasn't depressed anymore. And that's that was their story of why they don't need antidepressants. Like, we already have this. Like, this is how we do. Yeah. And it was very cool. I'm like, yeah, get a cow.
Get a cow, you're good.
Get a cow. Help other people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm only about the first quarter of the way through currently, so like got a lot of it to go through. But
oh, you're still on causes and stuff.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. But still, I mean, every piece of it's really interesting.
It's all very interesting how it starts to break different things down, and yeah,
gives you a lot of different perspectives too, just different stories and
that's
background.
the fun part. That'd have been a ball to research.
Yeah.
Travel around and just chat with all these different people. Yeah.
His talks of his travels and his interviewing people and doing things, and it's really interesting.
Yeah.
Highly recommended read. Coffee Regular stamped.
Yes, Coffee Regular approved.
Our reading club.
Yeah.
We need to start our Coffee Regular reading club.
We gotta start doing that. We're gonna start tossing those out more.
Yeah.
And we're slow readers, so they won't come out too fast.
Right. Yeah. You know. What are we getting into today, dog?
All right. So, traditionally, our first episode of a new season is revisiting Trusting the Process, and we didn't do that. So I think we should do that.
Yeah, let's do it.
Okay. So,
Season 3 variation.
I posted a video on Facebook today. Talk about process. It's just a funny way in. Never done that. And so I did, like, it was actually the same video I put on Instagram the other day. But I was just like, oh, I'm gonna promote the cast a little bit, put some links up with our episode that just came out.
Yeah.
Previous to this one. And I put it on the Columbus Underground group and all that, and kind of learned how to do that today, which is a step in the process for me as far as using the bits, using the Facebooks and all the social medias and things.
That's a part of it, man. I've scaled back my social media use, right? So it's tough a little bit, but I always like to just try and get as much like cross-spreading stuff too. So like if you share something, I'll try and like repost it or something, like just get awareness that way.
Oh.
But yeah, so we're trusting the process today.
Keeping it going.
Yeah. So season 3 variation of Trusting the Process. We're in season 3 now. Kind of blew through season 2. That's how season 1 ended. We were like, damn.
Season 1 took forever.
Yeah.
And then season 2 we got all like regular.
Right.
And it kind of like happened. We're like, whoa, wait.
Got just in that pathway, and we're just killed it.
So yeah, now we've kind of got a rhythm.
Yeah.
Which is quite nice. Whoa, and I still yawn so much.
It's okay. It's still warm. We're still chilling on the back porch.
It is still nice, man. This is freaking crazy. And it's hot.
It's like gonna be like 90 this week.
Yeah, it's supposed to be 92 today with like 90% humidity.
Yeah.
Like, it's crazy, man. So I'm not against it. I'm cool. I've always wanted a tropical Ohio.
Yeah.
So I mean, look at the size of my banana tree.
It's massive.
It's tropical, bro.
Like, we should really get some more of these going on around.
Yeah.
Like, other people should kick into that. My parents had one for a long time too.
You can have one.
I might have to
There's
grab
a bunch. There's a babies.
Yeah.
And dig it up. That's where that one came from.
Yeah. So what processes are you going through right now?
Let's see.
Where you at?
Where am I at? Always on the left hip, man. Big chunk of my back is turned back on. So it means a big chunk of my front is turned back on. My left side is functioning, which is confusing and feels nice. So that's been, I say, my physical process. I'm always focusing on and trying to move forward of, defying medical logic and possibly convincing a doctor to give me another surgery just not have a hip replacement.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
That's a process I like to sort of always have working in the background. Gives you something to think about.
Yeah.
It's nice. Feels good. Mine's all like rather physical stuff. Mental stuff I'm just kind of like put to the side. I let it happen. But I got one thing. Because the other thing is finding bookshelves. Got to build some bookshelves.
You were supposed to move some bookshelves last week and
it didn't happen.
It's okay.
I didn't send them. They got damaged. And now I'm like, nah, man, now I got to hire someone to build these. Because I can't build a nice bookshelf.
Yeah.
But I know people who can.
Oh, yeah.
And I got to figure that out.
For sure.
Because I want my library. Yes.
Gotta have
a library.
Again, Coffee Regular Reading Club.
Yeah, reading club. I got a lot of books. I love to read.
Yeah.
And I've always wanted a library. And
compiled a lot of good ones.
I'm grown, and I have rooms in a house that I can do stuff with. So
I
should do that.
Use them. Utilize the space, man.
I encourage all my grown folk to do such things. Like,
I don't know shit about that, so I mean.
You'll get there. You'll get there.
I'm cool. Yeah, I'm cool with my little ass
Someday.
apartment. You know,
Yeah, someday you'll get there.
Have
You'll be
mats,
okay.
have bean bags. I'm happy.
That's what I'm saying, man. That's where it starts. Yeah. But I figure, you know, I got the basement dojang of the dreams. Might as well have now the Indiana Jones Library of Dreams. Because, you know, I can.
You want to grow your brain.
Yeah.
Learn stuff. I think people they always stop learning.
Yeah.
You know, they fall into a routine that doesn't necessarily like allow them to better themselves.
Well, that is also a process, because I mean,
yeah,
if you do, sometimes you have to fall into a routine.
For sure.
Know?
Oh yeah,
or you just get stuck.
So what do you think the difference is between like a productive like ritual and then like almost like a bad habit, or like a, you know what I mean? Like, where do you think the line is with that? Like, because I'll identify them in myself sometimes and like, well, where the fuck did that come from? You know
That's
what I mean?
been kind of that, like the week kind of started out that way for me, very unproductive. Well, movement. I would start with movement. But in a couple different ways. Movement through physical movement, movement through thought. It's like if you're reading a book, it's an active activity. It's much different than like sitting and watching TV or staring at your screen. Like,
there's nothing passive about it.
Yeah. Reading is an active thing. Get your brain working, get you moving. Or just movement. Like, just get up and move. There's a form of it's a Korean form of Buddhism, I can't remember the name of it, but they don't sit still to meditate. They move. And like a lot of martial arts that have forms, this is what this is based on.
Right.
It's supposed to be moving meditation. And the reason you memorize the form from a mental standpoint is that you don't have to think about it, and you can just move through it and do it physically correct, and then let your mind go.
Right.
Right?
And that brings us back to our flow states.
And that's sort of, it's like a solo flow state kind of thing.
Right.
Yeah. And I have always subscribed to that. And so I do, like, if I'm feeling like really unproductive and stuff and I'm like stuck, I gotta get up and move. I gotta get up and do something. And then it just kind of starts to snowball.
I think that just that action will always spark more. Right? Like, even if it's just like, all right, I gotta do the dishes, I gotta do this, gotta do that. Start with one glass, fucking wash the glass.
Now, and I don't know, learn to enjoy that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
You know, like, especially say with housework, it's always been at this day and age, I don't know, it's sort of frowned upon as your subservient slave if you have to do your housework. You know, like, all right, take the social context out of it. And take the I like to eat off clean dishes context and put that in there. Yeah. And you need to do it. Like, you gotta wash, you gotta do your laundry, you gotta do dishes.
Yeah. Right.
Why not enjoy it? Like, I've always loved to do laundry.
Yeah.
But traditionally, laundry for me, laundry day was the day I actually got to sleep. That's where the love of laundry came from, and now I just...
There's a paired behavior with it that made it enjoyable.
Yeah.
It's like, if you hate doing something like dishes, listen to a podcast while you do it.
I love to listen to podcasts.
Find a way to make it better and make it more like an investment of your time.
And occasionally wear ankle weights.
Yeah, exactly. Like, that's the thing. You start like realizing something, you start stacking shit up, and it starts to build. It snowballs, exactly. So
it's quite nice. Yeah.
That's the thing. Like, movement is, I think, exactly the answer. You move, you're gonna start to hopefully snowball.
Yeah, and get real specific with shit. Like, not just, like, I don't know, so say it's something like doing dishes. I don't know if anyone's ever excited to do dishes. But if you can't make yourself love it or find a way to pair it, get real, like, obsessive and detailed. Like, wash those fucking dishes. Make them shine. Yeah. And get all, like, into the process of it and the outcome of it, and like moving toward the shininess of that particular stainless steel pot you like to use.
How clean can you get that motherfucker?
Booyah. You know, get real deep in that shit. And there's a funny story. a book I've only read half of because I couldn't finish it. It hurt me too bad. Biography of Pistol Pete Maravich, one of the greatest basketball players to ever live. Saw a movie about this dude's life when I was a little kid, and like could do all kinds of crazy shit with a basketball. Like after seeing this movie, so weird. And this, I've only ever known him in myth because he died in the '80s. And started reading his biography, really, really good biography.
Yeah.
I got halfway through it, it's just fucking depressing.
Yeah.
Like,
they get that way sometimes.
Your heroes become real, and you're like, oh man.
Holy shit.
But his dad, Press Maravich. Press Maravich and John Wooden basically invented basketball as it is today. They invented coaching, and they invented the structure of the game that it is today. Both those, like, John Wooden gets all the limelight, because Press was still a bit more of a nut job, but those two guys really do.
Like,
and Wooden like distilled everything down into his pyramid, and he has cool books. There's very cool children's books I just got for someone actually, called Inch and Miles. Very cool.
Very cool.
But Press doesn't get all that because he kind of made his kid a nut job, and he's a nut job. But to tie into my dishwashing story of when Pistol Pete's mom died, and she actually suffered from extreme depression, and so did Pete. But he has a little sister, right? And when his mom died, his dad just like, well, my son's grown, my daughter's not. I have to carry on. We got to keep doing this.
Yeah.
And they talked about how his dad became like this great homemaker. It's the 50s, yeah, that's something.
Right.
Yeah, it's the 60s by then, but yeah, homemaker. He said he would scrub a pot for 20 minutes until it shined. And here's this guy, this at the time pretty famous basketball coach, is now a single dad with a daughter, and him and his daughter just ended up just traveling the world together and having just a great time. But he had to adjust. He didn't bitch about it, he just created a process. He created a protocol and like got really fucking into it.
Yeah.
And
I have a coffee mug with an Abe Lincoln quote on it from Jackson.
Ooh.
It's like along the lines of, you mean like 6 hours to cut down a tree, I'll spend the first 4 sharpening the axe.
Oh yeah.
Right, kind of something along those lines. Creating that process and getting obsessive with the preparation. And
I've cut down a tree with a dull axe before.
It's a motherfucker.
You should have spent, like if I'd known how to sharpen that thing.
You would have spent a lot of time.
I would have spent more time sharpening that thing. And the axe head would fly off. That's the funniest thing.
Yeah. But it just speaks to a process and enjoying preparation and enjoying kind of the mundane.
Yeah, but the journey, not the destination. You know what I'm saying? It's very much a different mindset. In the States, we're all about the destination.
Yeah, it seems to be
it's
destination over anything. Just destination to destination. Like, what about how'd you
everyone
get
forgets
there?
about actually walking there, man.
The road trip,
Yeah, you
the
gotta,
fun part.
Yeah, and you have to. The journey is so important.
I feel like we got to eat these waffles before these fucking.
They're warm now. I was waiting for them to warm up a little bit.
Ooh, I'm hyped.
Get shocked. Take a sip of coffee.
Right.
It's all right, yeah.
That's about as good as it gets, ladies and gents.
I would have bought more, but they weren't there on Tuesday. This is all I got.
Thanks for sharing, dog. This is a decadent Friday podcast treat.
You're welcome. Drinking coffee tonic out of bowls, eating waffles.
You gotta live the good life,
It's a good life.
Yeah, and there's other interesting things that kind of make me ponder, just like what processes do you have to go through to make yourself live your best life. Or we had again another interesting conversation, kind of overheard it again, like what's your perfect day, and kind of along those lines, like what would you need to live your perfect day. And that was kind of more of like a monetary aspect in that, but like what just made me think, like, well, what is your perfect day first? You have to identify that, right? So
you can snatch. All depends on the day.
Yeah, exactly. Like I was thinking, like, damn, like it depends on how I'm feeling. Like
some days the perfect day is I'd just like to sleep all day. But I think having, this is a weird thing of having a schedule to a point of I schedule like patio time. I have a schedule. I schedule walk around and look at the gardens time kind of shit. But like I do that every day, or if not every day, there's definitely days in the week of I do this thing. You know, like Fridays. Today's cookie day. You know, always.
Yeah.
And that leads to very much elements of a perfect day or a perfect life. So no matter what my life is like, I have these perfect bits.
Perfect moments.
I have these little moments that I've done this my whole life. But and I've always loved the journey of that. But then I always put these really cool little things in there. And, you know, or sometimes they're spontaneous. A lot of times they're not, but I've learned to just enjoy them. You know, and that it makes life very nice, regardless of what life is.
Yeah. I definitely understand. And that, again, it's like that kind of conversation, like just identifying what it is the first step, and then the next step, obviously, being taking the next step to fucking do it, right? Make it happen.
Making it happen, but making it mundane.
Right.
Because often mundane is defined as the regular everyday stuff. Well, sitting out here is one of your regular everyday things. I'm pretty damn happy with mundane.
Exactly, like,
you know what I'm saying?
Like, and that's the thing, like, it's almost, you wonder who would be a part of your perfect day. Again, it depends on your mood. Monday, you might want to sleep all day. You don't want to see a single soul. Tuesday, you might want to roll with 10,000 people, go have a podcast, go do this, go do that, have drinks with people, whatever. Like, that varies, but giving yourself the ability to control that is, I think, a good step too. Like,
realizing you have the ability to control some aspect of
it. And just, I think there's a lot of interesting pieces to that.
Alright, so I have a funny example of that. Back in the day, I was just thinking about this the other day, actually, how different my life is now. When I first moved up here, I worked probably 16 hours a day, easy. First half of the day I stood up with shoes on, second half of the day I stood up with no shoes on, is how basically it was.
Yeah, night and day.
And like I never slept, stood up all freaking day. Like, it sucked. But there were a lot of these really cool, happy moments in it. And one of them was going to Starbucks. The Starbucks on Mill Run used to be the only Starbucks in town for years. And I'd been going there for a long time, for 5 years by then. And I always knew people that worked there and stuff. Well, then, by the time I moved up here, the gym I worked at was right next to it. In that same
spot.
And so I would just go in, and every morning, like 7 or 8 o'clock, I would cruise into Starbucks and get like a small coffee because I was broke. I couldn't afford a lot of coffee, so I get a small coffee and I put whipped cream on it.
Fuck yeah.
And like,
a treat.
That was every day, man. That was freaking great. Most of the time I would get it for free anyway. But every day I would come in like at the same time and they'd be like, "What's up, Mike? Here's your coffee with your whipped cream." Like, and they just laugh because I do regular coffee with whipped cream on it.
Yeah.
They're like, all this other stuff you could get, and this is what you get. You know?
It's a slight treat.
And I'd just be like, yum.
You don't need much.
And it was fun, man. That and Tim Hortons on Saturdays.
Yeah.
That was always a thing, because driving up here from the A-Town before all the bypasses, 2-hour drive, and I had to leave at 6 o'clock in the morning. And, Tim Hortons is open. You have to drive through Lancaster.
Yeah.
So I'd always hit up Tim Hortons and get like a breakfast sandwich, a medium double, and a hash brown. Doubles, man. To the point where I continued that on Saturdays always, because that's like pre-training food. Saturday was always a long day. I was minimum 5 hours of training that day.
Right.
And so that's just calories.
Right. You just need sustenance.
I kind of got like a little bit famous for it at the school, because I remember the first year I lived up here for Christmas, I got so many Tim Hortons bucks that I think I actually lived off those Tim Hortons bucks for about 3 months. Like, all the parents gave me like minimum $20 in Tim Hortons bucks.
You're fucking good then.
It was amazing. It was great.
You're a
but like,
rich man.
it was at the time I needed it.
Yeah.
Like, I couldn't afford food.
Yeah.
That was thank you, man. But yeah.
Yeah. Tim Hortons, me and Jason before tournaments, if you're driving at the Prius,
Oh, right on.
we'll hit up some Tim Hortons. We'll get some sandwiches, some coffees, depending on weight situations, maybe some Timbits, who knows. But then we'll also hit the nearest mall.
Oh, really?
That's also what we do. We just hit the nearest mall for whatever reason, you know.
That's fun.
Take care of business.
That's cool.
Kill some time before a tournament. But it's a good time. I think that time, yeah, I think he only competes like once every blue moon, so you know, he's really old, and I imagine he's gonna listen to this, so because he was texting me about another episode as we were doing it, so
he may even be my age. Oh my god,
we're
about the same age. He's probably younger than me.
He's at least 117. I don't know, 39 maybe.
I'm 414. So,
yeah,
good and close.
Yeah. But yeah, no, that's what we do. It's a good time.
That's cool.
And yeah, that's funny how Tim Hortons is centered around that. That nice red Canadian Java.
It's an Ohio thing, man. Tim Hortons don't exist anymore.
Tim Hortons is fucking just on every corner around here.
I didn't know what the hell Tim Hortons was till I moved to Ohio.
Well, that's the thing too. You like in my head, it's so available. Then you go somewhere else, you're like, damn, I want some Tim Ho's, and it's fucking nowhere, you know.
East Coast is Dunkin Doughnuts, man.
Right. There's a Dunkin down the street from me. That's like more available, really, than like Tim Hortons if we're talking accessibility. Like, so.
Man, I love that Tim Hortons is such an Ohio thing to me. They're everywhere. Even Athens has a Tim Hortons now. It's crazy. I remember when that shit opened. That was weird. That was after I moved, but I was like, what the hell? There's a Tim Hortons in Athens? That's just strange.
Yeah.
And of course it's packed all the time.
Yeah, that's the thing. Like, you see like these franchise joints out in like the middle of kind of fucking nowhere, like Subway or whatever, and you're like, who the fuck goes there?
I'm like, why? But then you find yourself there.
Right. Like, maybe like, on accident. Like,
well, okay, that's why.
Yeah. Gotta get. Now I'm hungry. Since the waffle and the waffle is just a fucking.
That was a good waffle.
A delight. Man. I wish.
It goes with the coffee.
Yeah, it does. And it pairs at the end. The aftertaste is tremendous as well.
It's interesting with the tonic too, because it's the sweetness.
Yeah.
And then you get a little bit of the bitterness that mixes with the waffle, and then the waffle's sweet, and you're like, what? Whoa, ah.
Yeah. I love that contrast a little bit, you know. Good.
That's why I wanted to toss it at you, man.
Right. You never led me wrong so far with the coffee treats and pears.
I'm trying, man. I'm trying. Doing what I can.
Someday we'll probably have like a coffee regular cookbook kind of deal, like a pairings and recipes book.
I've actually been working on a drink book.
See?
Yeah. I have a couple different books going on.
Yep.
I've got that's in the works.
Yeah, see?
It's happening.
See? There's a lot of shit coming. A lot of good value.
There's so much potential coming, and I don't know how to make it actionable yet.
Well, we're just working it still. We're working it still.
That's the next step of the process.
Yeah.
Is like now all these other ideas are popping up.
But the action is the action, right? You have to just do something. Start, plug it.
Like, what step do you take to get to where you need to go?
Right.
And you're like, oh, okay. And so I'm really I'm working that as much as I can.
Yeah.
I know we both are kind of moving in these new directions.
Yeah, we're definitely expanding because, I mean, shit, you know, a year ago, we probably wouldn't be like, oh, we need to go to this thing and do promotion, you know, basically, like, and...
Yeah.
But now here we are. We trusted the process up to this point, and it's
fun.
Let it
happen. It's been fun,
fucking fun, yeah, it's fun, it's different, it's a different outlet for stuff, like, it's another thing, it's another prong.
And I mean, going back to the whole, like, scheduling bits of your perfect day throughout your week, I don't get to talk to people.
So, yeah.
So I like
that
Cheney comes over and chats with me.
Yeah. I would if I had to, like, make, like, a perfect, like, 3-day span, it would be, the days wouldn't vary that much. It would be a couple different things here and there. I'd train each day.
Oh, yeah.
I would probably grab coffee with some people on some days, and, like, we would do a podcast one day, something like that. Yeah. Like, hang out with my family, like, just a lot of, That's just one of my huge things, is just like spending quality time with people.
Mm.
You know, that's why I think like I really enjoy
the right kind of time with the right kind of person.
Yeah.
Quality time is not a blanket statement.
Right.
So
no, yeah.
Quality time with one person is very different than quality time with another kind of thing.
It has to be. It's like a puzzle piece. It fits
the right bit.
Yeah. It's an individual basis thing. It isn't. You know, like some people you can sit there in silence with and just be happy and content, and other people you got to be talking. You know,
whatever.
Be
talking and do something. Yeah.
Yeah. So it's just each person's different.
It's very good. Yeah.
But yeah, I'm so hyped for that coffee festival.
I'm excited. I actually had to like move my life around a little bit for that.
Good.
That was weird.
It's been on my schedule for a long time. I'm planning around that motherfucker.
Nah, well, there's some like Girl Scout stuff and things.
Always.
Like,
oh yeah, I know.
There's all kinds of weird shit.
You have all sorts of shit I don't know how to deal with. So.
Yeah, and so I'm not used to that. Normally, I'm just sort of I'm here.
You're there.
To meet me. I'm here. Like whatever.
See, now you're doing stuff here.
And now I'm doing stuff. So it is a neat. They talk about a process. This is very much the beginning of my process of getting back into the world. Of where jiu-jitsu was actually kind of that step one.
That was like a preface.
That was kind of literally a step one of I need to get back in the world.
But jiu-jitsu is a very isolated, weird world in itself. So like that's your.
But for me, it's the only world I know.
Right.
Like, I got to go to a martial arts school and get sweat on by weird people.
I think that is a phenomenal, immersive.
That's
experience.
my comfort spot, and so like that's why it started there. So I was like, at least I can some sort of know how to fit in on this spot and be comfortable, and that can be a ramp.
Yeah.
And then it's coffee regular being another step in that process. Of all right,
even take it back to moving something. That's how we bonded the first time, bro.
Yeah,
and helped you move that bunk bed.
Oh, the bunk bed, yeah, man.
That was like our first experience, okay? Yeah.
That whole me moving actually was a wonderful surprise of the people that showed up to help. I asked you about that, and you helped me move that big ass bunk bed that we only took in 2 pieces.
Yeah, it was heavy as fuck.
It was heavy walking that shit down the street, taking it apart. Walking it down the street, bringing it up the crazy steps, holding it up.
Did it though? Functional strength as fuck.
Oh, we crushed that, man. It was good. Yeah, it didn't even bump the walls or anything.
Yeah.
Booyah. Yeah.
Fucking get at me, IKEA.
Yeah, that was cool, man. But yeah, just doing something together, how we really got to know each other. We're like, yeah, you're pretty cool. Okay.
And yeah. But again, it just made me laugh just because we were supposed to move those bookshelves. Whatever. Yeah. Just it's always a funny recollection.
Yeah. I'm sad the bookshelves didn't come, but I'm also kind of happy because I think I've moved on to a better idea that may cost less.
That's sometimes the best thing that can happen, man. Some shit falls through, you move on to just a crispier, richer idea.
Well, I mean, it's all in what you use it for. I could be pissed and reordering those things right now.
Sure.
Or I could be like,
but you're not.
Nah. I'm gonna explore more things. I found stuff I didn't find before. And I have more options. I just chose to use it that way. And that makes it nice.
Yeah. But also just another recurring theme throughout the podcast, but just what we talk about a lot,
hashtag keep your coffee regular?
Yeah, that, yes. Which you always should. If you know what that is, great. If you don't, go back to the last episode and listen to it.
We defined it.
And that's that.
Sorry.
Take care of that hashtag keep your coffee regular. What the fuck was I talking about?
I was making a joke and I messed you up.
Yeah.
It's a reoccurring theme on the podcast.
Oh, right, yeah. So our reoccurring theme kind of is obviously trusting the process, right?
Yeah.
So we're going to have a game or something where you count how many times you say trust the process. We just talk about emotional auditing and looking, we're always, at least you and me, that's why we talk about a lot of that weird shit, because we're always kind of figuring stuff out, digging into stuff, retooling things to make things better, just function better for us,
yeah, efficiency.
Yeah, so I think it's always a good thing to kind of cue into that, and just kind of always ask yourself, well, what am I trying to fix or work on or be better at or implement? What new skill can I gain?
Yeah.
Ever since I kind of chose jiu-jitsu and this weird path that I've chosen as my job at the moment and career kind of and whatnot, it's just been what else can I, how can I expand? How can I can I round out and do different things. That's like the podcast is part of that, like learning to do different things and talk to people, and like when we have people on and like kind of ask them questions and learn things, it's another skill, like
get to know the people.
It's really fun, and I'm like, and we get to do it in a way that I learn, right?
Yeah, and a comfortable way.
Yeah, it's not like it's not like some like public speaking class that's being like forced down my throat or some shit. I'd hate it.
Those are fun.
Yeah, I'm sure they are, but fuck it.
No, that's funny you talk about a public speaking class. I actually took a public speaking class in college, which was funny because like if you go like me as a little kid, I sucked at public speaking because I was just horribly afraid of everything.
Yeah,
you get all nervous, and then like I start teaching, and I'm still scared to death, but I have to do well at it because Doc wanted me to teach, so I got to do good. And so by the time I'm in college, I'm really freaking good at public speaking, but I have a very much my own style. And so like I take that class, and I'm like, oh god, because it's just, it's all just it's entry level shit. Like it's all like there's no originality. So anytime I actually had to give a speech in that class, I would just be me. I wouldn't really follow the steps of the protocol, and it always throw everybody off because I'd be like leaning on the podium,
or like not abiding by it.
I'd be talking kind of low, but like everyone could still hear me, and like I'm very precise. I'm making eye contact with people. I occasionally like get up on a desk or something.
Take your twist with it.
And then like no one, like the teacher didn't know how to grade me because I'm clearly not doing anything.
They just put what the fuck on the top of your thing.
But shit worked. And then like you get like peer reviews like, you should probably not lean on the podium. I'm like, did you pay attention?
That's why no one was listening to your speech.
That's why like, come on, man. Be unique. Yeah. Or and so public speaking classes are fun. But as an experienced public speaker, you may find it boring. Or just you're going to be the weird, odd, you're going to be the square peg in the round hole in the room, man. Yeah.
Interesting.
And anything in a college classroom is often refined down to weirdness. Yeah. So, as a guy who loves my education, I also hate it. But
there's two edges to every sword.
Oh yeah, I think if anything in the medical field having to do with the human body is very good in a classroom setting, there's a lot of details and names and things you got to point out that you need to learn before you can get like good.
Yeah.
And so that's a nice step.
That's a fucking process in itself.
Yeah, that's a definite process, but it's a good step in the process.
Yeah. And that's, I guess, again, like jiu-jitsu is always a fucking process. It'll never not be a process.
That's a nice thing about it.
Yeah, even like, so right now, like, I'm a 3-stripe brown belt. So right now I'm just trying to be a really good, well-rounded brown belt and compete and teach and do whatever and maybe branch out and do other things. And then hopefully once I get my black belt, I'll be trying to be a good black belt, and branch into that. And really lean into that and really
lean into it.
It's not just like an end route by any means. It's the fucking beginning, You
got to get some signature moves so you can do seminars.
I got like 11 years to do fucking all my prerequisites. Like, come on.
Well, yeah. I mean, if done properly, although there is an argument for that with Danaher's refined system now.
Right.
Have we all done it wrong? I was just watching the Polaris in Focus of that Nicky dude, that big ass blue belt from Jersey, stomping people right now. What is
Nicky Rodriguez or whatever.
Yeah, Nicky Rodriguez. Which I'm torn on that guy.
I haven't seen him too much to know.
I just watched him at the recent Polaris.
Yeah.
And they had he popped up on the they do the pre-show stuff.
Yeah.
I love that stuff. And then they just did an in focus on him. Personality-wise, he bothers me, but technique-wise,
you like it.
I love it. His body lock cartwheel passing, it's awesome.
Yeah,
it's awesome. The body lock passes to break guard, the cartwheels over people. I'm using all that, man. I'm trying all that stuff. It's good stuff.
It's fun too.
And it looks fun, and he's quite good, and he's very self-promoting, which, all right, cool, you need to be.
You gotta be anymore, I guess.
So, I wonder if, him versus him was.
Ah,
Who is he really? I don't know.
Yeah.
But I enjoy watching the guy grapple.
yeah.
Yeah. So.
At the end of the day, it comes down to the grappling. So it's all
Yeah.
good.
Yep. At the end of the day, I'm trying to copy his moves. I'm enjoying
Yeah.
it. It's cool.
Make it your own.
Yeah.
But Karate Combat, another event, September 21st.
Oh, no way.
Yeah.
Oh, booyah. Is it going to be on Fight Pass?
That's what I'm looking at right
Oh,
now.
I hope so.
Because
Never in my life did I think I'd be excited about karate. But I love Karate Combat.
it's
got
saying
good
like they
stuff.
changed the pit again. I think
Oh,
they
they changed the
I think
pit
they change it every
Yeah, they're-
tournament. I think.
They're trying to like find something different, man.
It's fucking sweet. I hope it gains traction. We were talking about Karate Combat. Go watch that shit.
Check out Karate Combat.
Blow it up.
It's cool, man.
I mean, it's cool. It's like
It is,
if there was a we make fun of karate sometimes. Like it just kind of happens.
As a Taekwondo guy, I kind of shouldn't like it,
Yeah.
but I love it.
But this is kind of tight, and I think if there is a platform for karate, it's that.
It is that.
Like-
There's a platform for striking that involves kicking people in the head. This is my current favorite.
Yeah. I love glory and all that shit. Like that's straight kickboxing, like with some minor clinching.
Yeah,
Yeah,
but
it's
it's
not
very
as fun.
It's very much kickboxing.
Yeah. But
Whereas
this is kind of
It's more open.
fucking like
It's
just,
just more wild.
yeah, exactly.
There's so
it's
much.
very
Karate Combat leaves
kumite
so much.
fucking
Yeah, but it leaves so much room for individual style.
right.
Is like that's potential I see in it.
And I feel like that
Yeah.
gives karate fighters an opportunity to be individuals, which they probably don't get in
They
a
probably
kara-
don't,
you know what I
yeah.
mean? That's a very traditional.
Yeah, and I mean stand-up fighters in general. Like as a Taekwondo practitioner with hands that knows how to box, I can jump in on that.
Sure.
Like I can watch that and appreciate it. And be
Enjoy
like,
it.
I could bring a very different style to that and be effective.
Yeah. And
That'd be
think
really
about
cool.
even just take this is what they're doing is the most entertaining part of MMA, like the stand up and the clinch grappling and throws.
The
like,
easiest to watch.
exactly.
If you don't
And
know
yeah,
what
if you
you're
don't know
doing.
shit,
If you
like
don't know shit, it's the easiest to comprehend.
yeah, and look at what everyone calls fucking jujitsu or whatever. It's, oh, is that karate? Like, you know what I mean? It's still in their people.
Everyone
It's
does
still in
that
their
with
brain.
all martial arts. Isn't that a style of karate? No.
Like, yeah.
Damn
So
it.
it's still karate's still in the brain. So
Yeah.
I'm hoping it kind of makes a resurgence
No. But
because that would be sweet.
that would be cool. I want to see it get bigger. 'cause
I've seen some of the highlights. I used to have the app, the Karate Combat app on my old phone.
Oh no way!
Yeah,
I never had
sweet.
the app. I had to
You
check
can
it
watch
out.
some of the fights on there.
The presentation of it is really cool.
It is.
They made it epic enough.
Yeah.
Like make it a story, make it a little bit comic book. You know.
You should.
Yeah, and just have fun with it. Yeah, I like that.
Yeah, it was fun. I've only seen a handful of like knockouts and shit, but all the other fights are
People
still
getting
sweet.
after it, man. And you
Aw,
can
dude.
strike on the ground and stuff too.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
like that there are sweeps, and you can do stuff on the
You
ground.
can use the surroundings of the cage, or not the cage, but the pit. Yeah,
Yeah.
the pit. It's matted. It's a matted pit, so you can like bounce them off. You can jump off the edge, like you know, shit that
Yeah,
makes
it's-
some like karate techniques more viable. Some of the more
Yeah, it's
insane ones.
They opened it up a little bit more so you can do like weirder stuff.
Yeah,
And you know, yeah, it's definitely fun.
I think that's.
And I like
what-
their gloves.
Yeah, they're cool.
They're really
Aren't they kind of like old school, like kempo-y type?
A little bit, but they're
Like-
kind of rounded. You can't extend
Yeah,
your
yeah, yeah.
hands. Like always, your fingers have to be like they kind of curls the fingers for you,
Yeah, I
so it
wanna
gets
get
rid
a-
of the eye pokes quite a
Get a
bit.
pair. There we go. See, I want to get a pair of those.
Yeah, they're really
Probably
nice.
just like
gloves.
snipped hockey gloves almost. Like
Yeah, but I mean they're well designed.
Yeah,
There's a
yeah,
thought
there's
process
thought.
behind those gloves.
fucking Boss is in there. He knows
Boss
stuff.
knows
you
what's
know?
up. Yeah. And so,
That's the nice thing about like new promotions like that is they're starting to take care of fighters better and they just know the fight game better. So it's
Well, yeah. Now that you have
better.
like a lot of the older fighters that still have their brains,
yeah,
that are successful enough to be able to invest in these things and respected enough that people that want to do these things ask them for their opinion and listen.
yeah.
And so you have a
That-
guy like Bas Ruten.
And hopefully they have, you know,
Who-
like a guy like Boss has been in a position to help other people too, you know, and like kind of give them that platform.
And he's been on all ends of that fight game.
yeah.
And, you know, so he knows some stuff.
I always bring up Ray Sefo with the PFL and shit. Like, I feel like they're going to take care of fighters the best. Like,
Yeah,
you're
they're
going to
doing
see
a
a
good
huge
job.
surge in that over the next like 10 years. Like,
Yeah. They're doing a good job bringing it along, man.
yeah.
And,
It's slow but steady, and that's
yeah,
nice.
it's very steady. And they have a good relationship with the UFC,
Which is legit. Like,
Which is
hopefully
smart.
they don't. Yeah, it's smart.
which is smart.
But I hope they don't just fold to money and just like get bought out. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah, that's what I'm hoping.
I'm hoping they kind of.
And that whole, like, Thursday night ESPN thing, bad for the live card, great for the TV card.
Mm-hmm.
Because, like, that's cool. That's Thursday Night MMA for me. Thanks.
Right.
Appreciate it. Yeah.
A lot of good events coming up, too. Like, a lot of good cards.
Lots of interesting stuff coming up. I mean, ADCC is going to be
Yep.
here before we know it. That'll be good.
Yep.
Rumor has it Gary Tonnon is actually competing now.
Is he?
He said he wasn't going to, and now everything seems to point that he, in fact,
Okay.
is. Which
Cool.
I'm excited about. I have a grappling dummy named after Gary Tonnon.
All about
it.
That's
Yeah.
tight. Always an entertaining fighter, and like those matches, I think, like brings out the best in his style.
Yeah, it fits him really well. What else is going on?
I think Tyson Fury and what's his face are getting a rematch.
Are they running it back?
I think so. So
I hope it's on that other dude's terms. I don't follow the boxing enough to remember that guy's name.
me
But
neither. But Wilder.
no, not Wilder. Oh, I thought you were talking about the dude that just beat Wilder. But Tyson Fury and Wilder are running it
I
back?
think.
Okay.
I could be wrong, but there's a good rematch coming though.
I guess.
I haven't watched boxing enough recently to care that much either.
I love to box, but watching boxing,
It
sometimes
depends. It has to be like a crusher. Like I need to see something.
I need to see something like it's. I don't know. It's just it doesn't excite me as much. There are not a lot of fighters left right now.
Right.
You know, there are a handful of guys like I really dig Keith Thurman, but I like Keith Thurman as a person.
Mm-hmm.
And what little I know about him, he seems like a cool dude.
Yeah.
And like he's a good boxer. I enjoy his style. And then there's a couple other lighter weight guys that I dig these days, but I'm not like heavily into it.
Right.
You know, I'm still mostly an MMA guy.
Yeah.
But even then, I'm really moving toward just combat grappling these days. Because with, say, I think like Polaris, they're very entertaining to me.
Yeah, they're great.
And
Those type of events are great.
Yeah, I just love that stuff. And it's just, you know, it's easier access in some ways and can really...
I'm hoping they become a little more available. You know?
Well, will grappling ever be mainstream? You know what I'm saying? Is there a way to get an average person that's talking about a baseball game?
That's the thing
To
here
also-
with like jiu-jitsu. Like you have to get more people into it. More people get into it, the more fucking money gets into it. More like high roller interested people get interested in just throwing money at shit like that.
Yeah,
You know what I mean? But it's not that doesn't take care of everything.
That too,
but
but if you're
starts.
talking general population,
Yeah. It's
I'm
tough.
gonna wrap my legs around someone. Okay, in the United States, that's an automatic no-go.
Right. Unless you like are a wrestling fan.
Even then, in wrestling, when do you get in that position?
Right.
Ever? No, that's wrong. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it's
And so people get really weird about it. I think there's a lot of social stigma that would need to be changed.
Someone's mowing their freaking lawn.
Doesn't pick up too much on the
That's good.
on the microphone. Don't worry.
Yeah, it's quiet anyway. It's
Yeah,
kind
it's
of
okay.
quiet day. The cicadas have been driving me
Cicadas
nuts.
are like too hot or something, man.
Yeah,
Yeah, they're not talking too much.
Good. Shut up.
Oh no,
Yeah.
you're gonna miss them.
Shut up.
When they go back to bed, you're gonna miss them.
Yeah, maybe. But yeah, I fucked up my neck, so that'll be a process to fix that.
Oh, that's a scary process, isn't it?
Yeah.
But I gave you some stuff.
Yep. Get a little like neck cradle thing. It helped.
Yeah, we're gonna
That's
do
nice.
some exercises and things. I'll give you some stuff. We'll get you going.
Yeah. Because I was doing like all the movement for grappling stuff. Like
Oh, it's
just having-
amazing.
That was great. I was locking everything up, but I think I was just a little fresh. And then I went for a slightly off kilter fireman's carry and got shit stomped. So
Get the smashy smash.
paid the price, you know.
Yeah, you'll be okay.
A couple days of a stiff neck.
It'll come back around.
Yeah.
Oh,
I'll save it.
does. I don't know, man. That neck injury I had back into 17, that was a great thing. It sucked bad. I didn't sleep for 9 days. It hurt so bad.
Yeah.
But all the cool, like, rehab protocol I got out of that, like, put me in, like, a whole top-down direction
Yeah.
that helped fix so many great things, and I'm immaculate now. It's beautiful. So, it's a good opportunity.
Yeah. It always is an opportunity. Yeah, it's unpleasant, but yeah.
Yeah. It begins unpleasantly. But as you heal, you shall improve.
That's a very literal, manifestation of like, oh, it's always darker before the dawn.
Yeah, seriously.
Like, yeah, it fucking hurts, but you're gonna be better off. And that's how I treat jiu-jitsu injuries, particularly. Like, that's an opportunity to look at a totally different aspect of your game. Like, if you're like, oh, I fucked up my ankle, okay, you're not gonna play probably guard passing and like leg locking. So like, work on your half guard on that shitty side, so you don't have to use the ankle that much. Like, or use the hook on the other. Whatever. Like, I fucked up my elbow, so I,
train around it.
Yeah.
And rehab it.
And
that's how it works.
I just think that's again what makes jiu-jitsu semi-superior to a lot of things. The ability to train when you're
it's a little easier to train around when you're messed up.
Yeah.
Yeah. Definitely. Yeah, I mean, I don't know, I ripped off my foot once doing Taekwondo and had to like hop around on one foot for 3 months. And I figured out how to do a jump spin hook kick off one foot.
There you go.
That was pretty freaking cool.
My feet were fucked up.
Yeah.
You fixed them, tied them back on,
Yeah.
And they're all good now.
Now they're good. Yeah. But yeah, talk about something that led me into ankle rehab. And reattach that and learn all about defeats.
Yeah.
Which
I had mine ripped off and kicked off,
I say, looking back, how much even my physical therapist didn't know back then.
Yeah.
About the function of the ankle and the foot.
You never know, man.
Like, well, it was at the most you had at the time.
Sure.
We're talking
no one was fucking with it.
02? I did that. It's a long time ago. And now, like, how much more I've got is amazing.
You learn a lot from being fucked up.
If ever I go back in time, I'm gonna I could recreate myself completely. And yeah, it'd be nuts.
Someday, maybe you will.
I don't know, man. Do you really want to do that though?
Yeah, I don't know.
I mean, if we're going, it depends on what rules we're following here. If it changes everything, do you really want to do that? But if it doesn't change anything, and just alternate timeline, you get to live both of them.
Interesting.
Maybe that's cool.
Be super interesting.
That'd be fun,
But only one actually matters.
Yeah, really. I mean, if you chose a different path in life, if I decided to play basketball, would I be a great NBA player and a total jerk with bad hair?
Yeah, that's
know.
what
I don't know.
I sometimes always. One of my old wrestling coaches brought this up, and I always think about it. He's like, because he wrestled in college and all, blah blah blah. So he's like, I wonder if I had spent all my time wrestling, if I'd spent my time kicking field goals, like I'd probably be in the NFL, have like a decent little contract, blah blah blah, making all this money. But at that point, he was still like wrestling and doing whatever, and just like making no money. So it's kind of like that. But like, that's an interesting point. Like,
yeah, could you have taken another route and been a millionaire?
Yeah.
But would you be happy?
11 years in me doing into this, and it makes
still
me wonder.
You can always pivot.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Who knows? Maybe fucking. I'm a great soccer player. Just gotta uncover that talent.
I mean, Brazilian jiu-jitsu. You got Brazilian connections, man.
Yeah, I'd probably break my ankles immediately and just get fucked up.
Yeah, I love to do that when you get to go play something with a professional.
Yeah.
Even like whether you're good at it or not, and you get to be like, oh.
Yeah, that's a whole
what
different
this means.
Type of person.
Wow. Okay. Yeah. But just to see like what good really is.
Yeah.
Is always I loved that. That was it's very eye-opening too. If it's like, when I did Taekwondo, I got to hang out with the best people on the planet.
Yeah.
Best of my generation. World champions, Olympic gold medalists. And to be like a pretty good guy, and then to go train with them and see like, oh, this is what good really is. This is where I can take it. Like, it's so eye-opening.
Yeah.
It
makes it realize.
It makes it real.
Yeah, it makes you realize like what that good really is, how it feels, blah blah blah.
Yeah.
But also like that it's attainable. And
it's totally attainable and real, and those are human beings that eat chicken wings.
Yeah.
Dude, okay.
Like, you're good. Just keep training. Like, trust that process, you'll get there.
Yeah. So I love that, man. Yeah.
That's awesome.
All right, bro.
Yeah, we're wrapping it up. Let's do the self-promotion part,
Yeah, the obligatory self-promotion.
Yeah, so follow us on all the stuff, iTunes, Podbean, YouTube, subscribe, like, share. What kind of homework are we playing today?
All right, as long as you put hashtag Keep Coffee Regular on it, send us a picture of your coffee. I'll be sending pictures of coffee out like every day.
Yeah, if you follow us on the Instagram, the coffee's out all day.
Instagram and the Facebook. post some coffee pictures, man.
Send us your coffee pics. We'll repost them.
Yep.
If there's any little special recipes you like, throw it out there.
Share them on the Instagrams with the hashtag Keep Coffee Regular. Put them on
hashtag
Facebook.
KYCR, hashtag Keep Your Coffee Regular.
Yeah, man. And just pictures of the coffee right now.
Yeah.
You can say what it is. Like, this is my coffee. This is what we do.
Keep it simple. Keep it easy.
Yeah.
All right.
And pop it out there and then tell your friends.
Yep. Columbus Coffee Fest coming up. If you haven't purchased tickets yet, go do that.
Get those
Come
tickets,
hang out.
man.
Coffee Regular podcast. We'll be walking around. Sipping
drinking
coffee.
We'll be all right.
Yeah. All right. Have a tremendous Friday. Well, it'll be whatever day it comes out. But it's a nice Friday, so enjoy your day.
Yeah.
Whatever day it is. Keep your coffee regular.
Yes, peace in, y'all.